Action is being taken this week. Millions of people are eligible to claim extra financial assistance from the government. Congress has launched several new programs to help low-income households dealing with high bills. The Illinois governor has signed off on a variety of measures to help families. This includes $50 tax rebates to all individuals who made less than $200,000 in 2021 and $100 for couples earning less than $400,000. Taxpayers will also receive $100 per dependent, up to 3 dependents. Homeowners are getting a tax break, and the state is providing property tax rebates for eligible homeowners earning less than $250,000 for individuals or $500,000 couples for couples filing jointly. Residents will receive this rebate and a tax rebate automatically. Chicago residents can also begin accessing a new financial program which is aimed at easing the cost of travel. The initiative, introduced by the Chicago mayor, will provide tens of thousands of prepaid gas and public transit cards. There will be 50,000 gas cards worth $150 each and a further 100,000 public transit cards with $50 preloaded offered to city residents. As the nation swelters through a summer filled with record high temperatures, the Biden administration is unveiling a new set of actions to intended help Americans with the extreme heat. Today, the federal government launched the heat.gov, a website that promotes planning and preparedness for the extreme heat waves made more frequent because of climate change. The website provides data tools for the following extreme heat advisories and links to resources from local government officials. As summer temperatures have steadily risen in recent decades, air conditioning costs have also sharply increased, with more than 44 million Americans living in areas under an extreme heat warning. The White House announced a set of actions to defray those costs and boost solar power to ensure the increased demand for electricity. As part of Wednesday's package for announcements, the Department of Energy unveiled moves to expand and diversify the solar manufacturing and installation workforce through apprenticeships and other training programs. Climate change this summer is causing more frequent and severe heat waves at times in the last 2 months. As many as 200 million Americans have found themselves living under advisories. Last week, cities across the countries with temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Taking aim at stubborn inflation, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates for a 4th time this year.
We are not in a quorum call.
Then we should not vitiate it.
All right.
Mr. President, my understanding is that the so-called Inflation Reduction Act may be coming to the floor in the coming days. And there are some people who think this bill is worth supporting. There are others who think that it is not. But whatever your views on this bill may be, let us be clear. As currently written, this is an extremely modest piece of legislation that does virtually nothing to address the enormous crises that working families all across this country are facing today. This reconciliation bill falls far short of what the American people want, what they need, and what they are begging us to do. Given that this is the last reconciliation bill that we will be considering this year, it is the only opportunity that we have to do something significant for the American people that requires only 50 votes and that cannot be filibustered. In other words, this is the opportunity, because on anything significant, we're not going to get 60 votes. So this, in my view, is a moment that should not be squandered. Mr. President, let us do what we too rarely do here in the Congress or in the corporate media, and that is take a hard look at the reality of what is going on in our country today. Very often we sit here and we argue about this, we argue about that, but we don't take a look at what's going on in America today, especially among working people and lower income people who do not have paid lobbyists here trying to get us to pass legislation to benefit them. People back home are just too busy working 50, 60 hours a week, trying to make it on Social Security, trying to deal with their student debt, They don't have the lobbyists here that the drug companies and the insurance companies and the fossil fuel industry has. What's going on in America today? For a start, in the richest country in the history of the world, half of our people live paycheck to paycheck. And because of inflation, a bad situation has been made worse. Millions of people today are wondering how they're going to pay their rent, are they going to buy the food to feed their kids, are they going to pay off their debt? That is what's going on for half of the people in our country. I know we don't talk about them. They have no representation here, no lobbyists, no nothing, but that is the reality. Does this reconciliation bill address their needs? Does it raise the minimum wage to a living wage? Or do we continue to allow so many workers to try to get by on 10, 12, 13 bucks an hour? Does this bill make it easier for workers who want to join a union be able to do so, or they continue to be attacked?
More importantly, for the committee doing this thorough report. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Portman. Next is Senator Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, in the United States, when people need an organ transplant, their lives are in the hands of one federal contractor that our government hires to run the entire national organ donation program. And today, this system is run by UNOS, which first got its contract back in 1986. In fact, UNOS is the only entity that's ever been awarded or even bid for this federal contract. Now, UNOS is responsible for overseeing local organ procurement organizations, or OPOs. Because UNOS oversight is so bad, some OPOs are disasters. Testing errors, lost organs, never collecting healthy organs that could have been donated. And without competition, the organ transplant system overall has become a dangerous mess. Right now, UNOS is 15 times more likely to lose or damage an organ in transit as an airline is to lose or damage your luggage. That is a pretty terrible record. Mr. Shepard, you are the CEO of UNOS, and we have documented these problems, and you've received more than 1,000 complaints in the last decade alone. So tell me, in the 36 years that UNOS has had the contract to run our national organ system, how many times has UNOS declared its OPO members, any OPO members, not in good standing?
2 times, Senator.
2 times. So that's it, 2 times. UNOS has